our first field is going to be an ID field. Okay, I'm actually going to create exactly the same table I created in the data one. So let's just go in the data one so we remember what fields we had in there. If I look at the users table, there we go, and then I just click structure here, and it will show me what all these things are. So this is a small int, this is a character, and all that stuff. We can see all of that. Okay, and we can see the attributes of it and everything. So really useful, this structure thingy. And I'm just going to start typing out everything exactly as it is there. So my ID is a small int limited to 5. It shows. Actually, we don't actually need to put that 5 in there because I just selected. I think small. Yeah, I think that's just the size that MySQL put in there anyway. So don't bother about putting that 5 in. That's a mistake. Also, actually, something I need to talk about, but I'll talk about that in a sec. So we've got an idea. It's a small int. How do we make it unsigned? Well, really easy. We just type the unsigned keyword. Okay, that will make it unsigned. Space between all these attributes as well. We want it now in when you make this when you make the fields in the command line, you need to specify whether it's not null, because you don't have those checkboxes in here, so you can't. If you don't specify it's not null, I'm not sure if it defaults to not null, but always good to be safe. So just type in not null, and there is actually a space between not and null. But yeah, that doesn't. You don't need to worry about that too much. Just remember that apart from this space, every space in between represents a different attribute. And then finally, to auto increment, to add that attribute in, or not attribute, sorry, to add that that extra bit in. It says it's an extra. You just type in the keyword auto underscore increment. Okay, and that will then make that small int, which is unsigned, not null, and it will auto increment. And now you need to put a comma to show you're to tell MySQL you're continuing. And now I'm just going to quickly fill out the rest. So now we have a username, and now here when we need to specify the size, okay, normally you'll see on my programming. Whoops! Oh crap! That should not have happened. Okay, let me close that. I'll just type that out all quickly again. That's annoying. Okay. Use MyDB. Create table. What was it called? Users. We'll just call it anyway. Okay. ID is a small int. Unsigned, not null, auto underscore increment. Is that everything? I think so. Yep. Okay. Now, sorry about that guy. Oops. Username is the one we want. Be careful you don't hit enter like I did. Now, normally when I program, I like to put a space between a function and then the parenthesis, and then a space between the parenthesis, and then arguments and stuff. But in PHP, I'm not so sure about when you're supplying the size of stuff, but definitely when you use, in MySQL, definitely when you use MySQL functions, you can't have any space between the function name and then the opening parenthesis. I'm not sure about sizes, but just to be on the safe side, just keep it right next to each other. And then we're going to type in the size, which we decided was 30. We need to say it's not null, and that's everything for that. So comma, then password again, char30 not null. Okay, and we don't need any extra attributes or extras for this, so we're not inputting any of those. Then email is a var character, and again, but it's 80 this time, not null. Okay, and then we have, move that down, first name and last name. There's a char, 30, not null. and last name jar30 not null. Okay, now we're gonna put one more comma in, because remember, all tables need to have a primary key, and so far there's nothing telling MySQL we need to have a primary key. So we need to put one more comma in, and then we're just going to type primary underscore key, and then open parenthesis, and then we need to type the field name, which is ID in this case, and that will be the primary key. Then just hit enter. This time no colon, because there's no, sorry, not colon, no comma, because there's nothing, we're not putting in any more fields or anything. Just hit enter, and then you need to put the closing parenthesis, and don't think you can just hit enter there and it will finish. You need to put in that, because this has gone over multiple lines, the only way you can tell MySQL to stop writing stuff is by putting in that semicolon. Okay, so once you hit the semicolon, we have an error, apparently, near ID. On line 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's talking about that one. Don't know what the problem was actually. Let's try that again. ID small int. Yeah, looks okay. Unsigned. Oops. Not null. Auto underscore increment. Username jar30 null. Password jar30 not null. Email or character. I'm just gonna forget the not nulls because I don't really care if it's null or not. I'm just to save time because I'm gonna delete this table soon anyway. First name jar30. Last name is jar30 as well. And then comma. Just checking everything's right. Okay, it looks alright. Oops. Comma. Oh, sorry. My mistake. I put an underscore for primary key. There's no underscore there. Okay, no underscore there. That was the only thing you can see there. There's an underscore. It's just a space, not an underscore. Okay, and then you hit enter, and then I'll put these two right next to each other. And there we go. Query OK. That was why. Wasted all my time on that, annoyingly. Okay, let's go back to PHP now to check that worked. Just check the time, guys. Okay, 20 minutes. Oh well. This will be a two-part tutorial. Let's go into MyDB. We can see it said 1, so there's obviously one table in there. Users, and as you can see, everything looks like we told it to be. And also, yes, okay. If you don't type in not null, you can see it does default to null. So if you want everything to be not null, you need to tell it to be not null. Otherwise, it will default to you can allow it to be null. So make sure you type in not null for all that stuff. So that was creating tables and databases in the MySQL command line. Next tutorial, we're going to start getting onto like select queries and all that fun stuff. So over and out for now, guys.